Not a pastor, not an organization. Jesus is the head of the church.
Amen.
And whenever you get into trouble in the church, because the church does get into trouble,
That's right. Tell it.
He tells us exactly what to do, doesn't he?
Yes, it does.
And when you figure you ran out of all options, you get right back to home plate. Jesus. Start with Him as the foundation. So praise God. Look at this subject. Now, again, some of us are here learning to see what is going on. I have material up here that you can take, but I want you to see that this corner, this block, this 5.5 acre of a corner is where everybody in the country and around the world is focusing and saying, what in the world has taken this city to such a dark place, to such a despairing place? But I want to say something to you. God never left.
That's right.
God never left.
That's right.
And as our brother said, it was just God's waiting for His timing to come together.
Amen.
To come together. And I think this is happening because our agenda is not them. The agenda is God's. We're just making ourselves obediently available and partnering to say, God, here, use us there. Because there's great work being done there, and lots of folks are getting saved through the ministry of being in the streets with them. We're seeing many folks get help in all kinds of ways. So let me just explain to you what this objective is. Saturate Philly, or saturate USA, or Jesus Week, or Jesus Summer. There's just identifiables, right? They don't make the ministry, God makes the ministry, but those are identifiable of what is happening in this movement. Now, what I want to say here is that with this in mind, this area, that week, now we want you to understand, this is not the only thing happening that week. There are ministries throughout the entire Philadelphia, whether it's south, whether it's west, whether it's north, whether it's east, whatever in Philadelphia, there is a move of God to ignite the church, to fill out the Philadelphia area so that there's one voice, one word, one faith, one spirit that is gathering us all together for that thing. What we're going to be saying is, those of you that are going to be involved with the 24th, if any of those here, and I think many of you may be involved with the apostle, and some of your ministries may be involved on that day. What does that day look like? That day would be epic. That park there that you see, there will be two groups of people that are being reached. You have the one front of the park where largely you have a lot of the folks that are homeless, the folks that are addicted to all kinds of addiction. You have the mentally ill, or some of them demonically possessed. Okay? So you have legitimate because of the messed upness that has happened as a result of the drug, but you have also some legitimate demonic possession, and the church needs to understand how to deliver it. For those of you that are in that deliverance ministry, please come. Okay? There's a lot of them there in that realm. So that day is a highlight because we're going to have the apostle, he's going to have the tent revival. Now the park is divided into two. What I mean by that is you have the folks that 85 to 90% of them don't even live in Philadelphia. They come from all over the country or other cities to come here. And our thing there is saying, we want you to get well, not dwell.
That's right.
Get well, not dwell. And Jesus is the only one that can help them get well. So we're looking at that. And so that'll be for the front part of the park, which a lot of the folks there are really sleeping in the park and so forth. The back part and the library, you see the library, that building is the library. We call this Prayer Park. Now, it's called McPherson Park, McPherson Square, and then Needle Park for many around the country. But we call it Prayer Park because God has done some awesome things. So the back part of the park is residential. Now, let me tell you something. Sometimes the church can be a hindrance to the residential people. You know why? Because they see you guys minister just to the hurting and to the broken. But we live here. We live. How do you show caring and love for us? So we have one group that's just going to be dealing with the front part of the park because they lost and they need Jesus too, right? And we'll have resources there for them. But then the back of the park will be the residents and the folks that live there, the folks that are wondering why is their community and why can't they use their park? Because of all the human feces and the needles, they can't roll, they can't play. So we're going to be cleaning. Before anything else, we're going to pray, we're going to clean, and then we're going to minister and love the community. We'll have day camp over there. So we're going to do a lot of practical things.